Welcome everybody, we are here with Division 2 Semifinals Mario Kart Universal. I'm Jacob, I'm joined by Myles.
Hi!
So I think the first thing to address, what you might all be wondering, why are we here with Division 2 Semifinals instead of D1 Finals? Well, unfortunately they were not able to provide POVs for us, so our option for them would have been to stream one muted point of view. And we thought that it would be a better experience for all you guys if we could just cast a different match. So we are here with the rescheduled Division 2 semis with the big LAN event in France last weekend. The semis were rescheduled. All four of the teams in semis are French. So we're going to have ERB versus LA. I'm super excited. What about you, Myles?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely feeling good. You know, we had a really good storyline lined up for D1, but you know, unfortunately things didn't work out, and that's okay, because we have two really good matchups today for D2 with LA and ERB, two teams that have been at the very tip top of the division this season. So I'm excited to see how this match goes down.
Yeah, 100%. One thing in particular that I'm excited about, you might see on the graphic here, Gummy Vitamin, our very own team, is also a Division 2 team. So we have some personal experience playing with both of these guys, and I think that we can probably give some personal insight into how these two teams play.
Totally. And both of these teams, like, kind of whooped us, smacked us around when we play them, and ERB actually did it twice. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see how these two teams stack up, because I think that, you know, when I played them personally, it kind of they kind of felt, you know, one and the same. Just the matches were kind of, you know, not super close. So I want to see if these two teams are kind of close to each other.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think we're in for a very close best of three here, very close individual matches. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting how you say the two matches felt pretty similar between these two teams, because I completely agree with you. These two teams are very similar to each other in their track picks and how they approach wars. They both more heavily the base game tracks. They have individual tracks from the DLC that they might pick, but you know, they go with the classics. They play very standard Mario Kart, and it's just going to be a battle of which team can do that better.
No, yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, getting into our lineups right now, you know, for LA on the right side, I'm interested to see, you know, we have someone that I have not seen play this season at all, so I'm interested to see that. So for their lineups, they got Star XLX, aka Daniel, Tepig, aka Gablator, Devoty, who's our POV today, Razop, Yassine, and Orbix, who's the person that I have not seen up until today. So I'm interested to see how they, you know, make an impact.
Yeah, and then for Team Croûton, we are going to have Aptix, Xewo, Fritix, Pop-Off, Demon, and Falso, which is the standard lineup that they've been going with all season. Yeah, I think that might be the exact same six that they played against us with.
Yeah. Well, LA's missing Neo today. Neo, I played with him on DVP. You know, he's really good. He's really good in terms of the glue for the team, in terms of the call. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious how not having him is going to impact them, if at all, right? So we'll have to see.
And you know what? I think LA, at the best of times, is a top-heavy team. You have a very clear duo of Star XLX and Tepig, Daniel and Gablator. Those two players are not Division 2 players. They're top D1 players, but they're down here in D2. They're scoring very high in it, but the question with LA is always, can those other people on the team keep up and do well enough to give them the win in the end?
Right. Yeah, because there's definitely a little bit of a skill drop-off, right?
Yeah.
And that's something to consider.
And that's a problem that ERB doesn't have. They have a solid set of 6 players, which, you know, there is skill variation within it, of course. But I feel like that drop-off in skill is much less than what you see with LA.
I totally agree.
So yeah, in terms of predictions, I think it's pretty safe to assume that you're going to see those two for LA, StarLux and Tepig, scoring very high in all 3 matches, potentially. And then a drop-off after that. But who do you think is going to take home this best of 3, Myles?
Oh, man, I have no idea. You know, I mean, it really comes down to if ERB's core can really keep it together, right? If they are doing bad, if they start to crumble, you know, if they start to run away with it and, you know, are able to hold that momentum. So I don't really know, man. It's going to be a really close match all the way through is kind of my prediction right now.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I think if I'm placing a bet right now, I'm going to place it on ERB. And the reason for that is the lineup on LA side. Just the fact that they're using a player that, as far as we know, has not played a single match so far this season, instead of Neo, who is a very important pack player and playmaker for LA. I think that could be the difference in the end.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
And it's interesting you mentioned ERB's momentum. That's something that I've definitely noticed playing against them in MKU. They're a team that gets on really good streaks and really bad streaks. I think they're very heavily affected by tilt, more so than a lot of other teams.
Absolutely.
And you know, if they start getting some bad races, it could become pretty tough for them to come back from that.
Yeah, that was kind of my point that I was trying to explain. You know, like they're, I would say, a relatively emotional team, right? Like they play based off of how they like really feel in the moment, and you know, if they're kind of not feeling 100%, then they're not going to be playing 100%, and there's just no two ways about it. That's kind of just how it is. So I'm interested to see if they're able to kind of hold that emotional momentum and, you know, momentum in the game throughout the whole matches.
Yeah, couldn't have put it any better myself. We are going to be getting into the match. LA will be hosting match 1, which means ERB is hosting match 2, and if necessary, LA will host match 3.
Right.
I'm actually not sure whether they're using the repick rule for this. That's something I'll need to check through the Division 2 chat to see.
I don't think they are.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think that I saw something about that, but not too sure.
So yeah, we'll assume for now then that all tracks will be on the board starting at match 2. So these teams are going to be incentivized to pick their best tracks immediately and not try to save them for a future war. Going for BDD and DKJ on the side of ERB, on the side of LA. Yeah.
I mean, two base game tracks, you know, like you said.
Standard track picks, as we were saying.
Yeah, they're going to be playing some standard Mario Kart right out the gate.
It is going to be DKJ. Pretty strong runner, especially if you're starting in like 1-3, 1-4, and it actually looks like it's only LA in first, so not perfect spots to start this track with, but I mean, I trust Gabliator to hold first on this track out of anyone in this room.
Yeah, he's easily one of the fastest players in the room right now.
Yeah, one of the fastest players in the division. Absolutely.
Totally.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into it. Xewo is going to be our POV starting off. Tepig holding first for now. Still holding first and getting the trail really good first set, but he does have the red in second to worry about. And Xewo going to stay on the track with smart steering. Very good stuff from him. Good reaction time.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Gabliator to hold first right now. That's
it is all ERB behind him. I think that's 2 through 7 for ERB right now. Xewo going to go for coins. Maybe losing a few spots to LA. Yeah, he will.
Yeah, that was smart. I agree with that. He didn't really start out with a lot of coins and wanted to get those up as fast as possible.
And it is still going to be Tepig in first. Never mind, it's Demon, the green Yoshi. Devoty getting hit off, being very aggressive and not being rewarded for it. ERB going to hold that top spot. I think they're top 3 for now.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that he did not see that red behind him. Gabliator going to shroom up, get back into the front again, and Devoty going to be hit out again by a random mana on the ground.
Gabliator's the only one up there. ERB holding down all of these top spots. Not how LA wanted this track to go whatsoever. And you know, that's the risk when you're starting with only first on a runner.
Yeah. I think LA is all the light blue Yoshis, and it looks like there's a lot of light blue Yoshis in the back. So, yeah, just as we say that, we see ERB hopping into top 4, I think.
It is a very strong front run for ERB here. Devoty is up here in 5th, but that is definitely a breakaway for ERB. Fire could do some work, and it will do some work. Devoty is dead in return, though. ERB is still going to maintain the top spots. LA hasn't really been able to hit any of them out without also taking one of themselves in the process.
Yeah. ERB is doing a great job of holding these top spots. You know, they're being very aggressive in their, like, you know, bottom top spots, so like 3rd or 4th or whoever's there. And yeah, they're doing a great job of just letting that top 2 run away. But as we say that, you know, we see a 3-4-5 right now for LA. As Gabliator is still up there in 3rd, Yassine in 4th, and then Devoty in 5th. So there's definitely some pressure going on, but will it be enough? It's going to be the question.
Yeah, Devoty pulled his items in the wrong order last set, so he doesn't have protection. He's going to get redded out, and that is horrible for his race. That is a race ender.
Yeah.
It is going to be a top 2 for ERB starting off here.
See, a lot of that race, I was wondering if LA is going to be going for shock because I mean, they really needed it. And I don't
It
know.
just wasn't really a factor that entire race. It's top 3 for ERB actually.
Yeah, top 3 right out the gate for them. What an interesting switch in momentum, you know, with Gablianek starting out first and just not able to really hold it down alone, you know.
And you know what? I think it does come down to the track pick, truly, because DKJ, it is a strong front runner once you're able to establish the top spots, but Tepig starting in first and having nobody else to support him, you saw he was able to pull protection first set, which is lucky, and still he couldn't hold first. Like, it's just such an overwhelming force from the other team that I don't really think he was able to overcome in any circumstance.
Yeah, I think that when you're in that position, 1-0 with your spots, it's really important to consider the bottom spots, which tracks would be more important to kind of catch up in the back instead of relying on the one person in the front to hold down that spot.
And it is going to be RWS for ERB, so exactly the track they wanted. They do not want to play Trainbow in their situation.
Oh yeah, totally.
Speaking of standard track picks, by the way, the Trainbow RWS board on race 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really standard. I mean, if it works for them, it works for them. But as far as I go with my team, it's just not the route that I usually go.
ERB looks to be maintaining the top 3 for now, but Tepig is up there, up into 2, and the green up could bounce anyone in the room right now. And Tepig is out. It's going to be, again, a top 2 for ERB. Devoty in third with a Shroom, and he's going to shroom up into second with red. Hitting the fireball in first. Devoty is now first, and all the greens are going to miss. Yeah, really good stuff from him.
Oh, no, that was just lag. Yeah, oh, my God, that trail. Freddy's coming out of nowhere with that lag. It's just really unfortunate. There's nothing really
insane start to the race. Kind of exactly what you expect to see on RWS. No one really can expect what's going to happen there. There's going to be a 4-5 for LA, Xewo in 6. And the triple greens are going to be deadly here.
Yeah. That's a really good play, just kind of breaking with the triple greens. I like that.
Yeah, Daniel, very good avoidance, and it doesn't matter. I was about to say he got ahead of the greens, but getting sniped out anyway.
Yeah, it's looking like a top 3-5 or a top 2-4-5, but regardless, there's a lot of ERB out here.
Devoty holding on the fort in third, but the Rang could be dangerous.
We have a couple people from LA in the back, and I'm just wondering if they're actually going for shock or if they're just back there,
Devoty missing the double and only pulling a red. He can't take the cut. He's probably going to lose a spot here.
I think that red that he threw hit his teammate, too.
It's going to be 4-5-6 for LA, so it's not the worst situation in the world, but, I mean, look at that top 3 from ERB. They're so far away.
Yeah.
And ERB is last, so LA is not at shock distance right now. They're really not set up at all to win this race. Yeah, that top 3 from ERB is not going anywhere. That is so far away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, they're completely
extremely
gone
good
right
stuff from them. But it is a bottom 2 for ERB, so it's not going to be a massive race based on where the spots are at right now.
Right.
Careful with the star. I think he might have hit his teammate there. And yeah, that looks like it's LA getting last, actually.
Wow.
9-10-12 from LA in the end, so good stuff from ERB getting caught back up near the end.
Oh, yeah. Seriously dominant start from ERB. Getting a really, really solid run on LA's track pick in the first race in DKJ, and then getting their RWS pick back-to-back. That's just a crazy, insane start, and that's kind of really what you want.
Yeah, I mean, when you can chain runners like that, like the other team is in a position where they need to pull shock to even have a chance, right? And LA isn't even really going for it. They're hoping that they can get rid of the top spots at the start of the race, but once the race is developed and the top spots are still there, like they gotta start going for something,
The way that I'm looking at it,
once again, going to be going for Trainbow.
Okay, and we get it. Okay, so this might be a switch in momentum for LA. We'll have to see how they play it. But yeah, I mean, as we've seen in the first 2 races, ERB is putting a lot of pressure on LA in the top spots. And LA is just kind of being manhandled at the start. They just really are not in a position to really kind of get to the front. They're just kind of struggling in like 4th, 5th.
Another important race start here. Everyone's going to be turning on smart steering. The drafts are what we're looking for here.
Yeah. Yeah, pulling a draft and a shroom is really what you want here. And that's exactly what Devoty
He has
got.
the
So he's
shroom.
in a
He's
really
not
good
gotten the
spot.
draft yet, and he's hit out and he's hit off. Very
Oh.
bad start from Devoty and for LA in general.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We do see Star X Lex getting to the front.
Yeah, Daniel in first, but Xewo hot on his tail with 6 coins. Getting hit out though, it's gonna be a top 2 for LA.
It's a top 3. Orbix gets it out. Orbix shrooming back up. Devoty.
It's gonna be a 7-8-9 for, or sorry, that's Devoty in 9. 7-8 for ERB.
Oh my god, the fire only hitting his teammate. That's really, really unfortunate.
LA is still holding down the fort in top 2 though, so it's looking winnable for LA on this race. And the star from Devoty in 7th is going to keep him protected. Very good pull.
Yeah, and like we said at the beginning, you know, it's a really good switch in momentum, but ERB is
Ghost in
kind of
6th, another incredibly good pull for Devoty. Little does Xewo know, he does have a ghost right on top of him. Getting rid of the greens, probably a misplay.
Yeah, this is only a top 2 for LA. We have ERB in top in 3,
And the
4,
bomb
5.
back and gonna hit out Xewo. Devoty will still be there.
Oh man.
He's up into 4th now, and ERB getting hit out of 3rd. He's still gonna hold that spot, and Devoty not taking the UMT ladder, gonna get a lot of spots taken from him on the line.
Yeah, wow. It's a top 2 for LA, and you know, there's a lot of mid spots for ERB right now. So it's not really the race that you want, but it's definitely a start.
No. Yeah, the top 2 absolutely saves the race, and it is good enough for LA to start to take over the momentum, which is what they want to do right now. But I mean, the score is still going to be near minus 36 for them. That was basically a tie race.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, they have an extra person up there in the front for whoever wants to pick their runner. So.
Oh, never mind. I'm just wrong. That's a +8 for LA. That race is a lot better than I thought it was, but I mean,
Yeah.
still, it's not overcoming the deficit.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, you know, it's a start. The start to a momentum shift, and that's kind of what they needed. So now LA gets to chain a runner. See how they
Runner
how
that
this track is run.
You and I have been pretty divisive on this runner, Myles.
We have.
You're a fan. I'm not. I don't think LA has the spots for it. I think you want more than just top 2 for this track. You would probably disagree with that.
I mean, my hot take is that the spots on this track don't really matter except for top 2, because the first section is so laggy at that around the moon section that it's just it's just up to, you know, whoever survives that and doesn't get bumped off, right?
I mean, we're in the thick of it now, so we will see who comes out alive.
Yeah.
Xewo losing some spots, taking very safe lines, which you kind of have to do in some situations here. Devoty's still second, getting redded out though. His teammate is holding down the fort in 1, so exactly what they wanted.
A shroom. It's just unfortunate.
4 shrooms and 8.
Yeah, curious to see who's in the front there for LA. It's just so hard to tell on this track.
It is LA in 1. There's Blue Yoshi in
Yeah.
first, but
It does look like
maybe
a lot of
2-3.
looks like a lot of ERB behind him.
Yeah, and this is the situation that I think happens a lot on this track, where you do hold first, but everyone else ends up dying, and Xewo dying as I say it.
Yeah, we can see a
LA's
lot
still
of
holding
ERB
down the fort in 1.
Sorry, a lot of LA back here at 8, 9, 10. I think that might be LA in last, not too sure, so there might be a lot of them back here.
I wouldn't be surprised if LA was holding blue at this point. They are all the blue pulling spots. Yeah, that's like bottom 5 for LA.
There's a lot of LA back here, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? They're still in first, so this race isn't a complete disaster yet. ERB, if they play their cards right, can make this a disaster for LA. But that Blue Yoshi in 1 is not spinning out. Blue is out, LA was holding it. And it looks like LA will finish in first, which is a very, very good salvage for them. But, I mean, that's not a situation that they want to be salvaging in. On the back of the line!
Oh my god! Oh my god,
That is
awful.
a lot
That's
of bottom
awful.
spots.
Yeah, that is
1, 6, bottom 4 for LA. Complete
Wow.
backfire on the track. Holding first and nothing else. I mean, what can you say?
That was looking like a 1-3 or a 1-4, but oh my god, Devoty just got backed on the line, absolutely destroyed. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that was going to be the saving grace for their 1-0 race, right?
Yeah, could have been 1 something. What could have been? And I like this track pick. I think that They're branching out in a good way. This is a good track to pick.
I agree. I like it. Yeah, so I think they're starting to migrate from the classic track picks now that they, got through the first GP.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting how a lot of
gonna be
these types of teams kind of, I don't know, like they stick with the classic track picks at the start of the war, and then as they feel it out, they kind of like migrate to like their more comfort picks as a team, right? And stuff that'll like catch the other team off guard.
Yeah, ERB doing no such thing, picking the most French track in the game against another French team. So I'm expecting a +0 this race. Both teams are going to equally be good at this track.
Right.
Devoty no item, and he's going to get bumped into the dirt, so he's kind of forced to play this from the back, at least starting off. Will be a bottom 2 for ERB, 9 bottom 2 for ERB. And Devoty heavily outlining that guy just to get trailed for it. I think he should probably go left path for coins here, but he is going to opt to go right. Get some coins anyway.
Devoty is in a position where he wants to stay in the back, Like, there's a lot of ERB back there already. He's just kind of pushing to the front, like, kind of prematurely.
Yeah. We see on the minimap his team is top 2. They have the front presence down. He doesn't really need to be catching up right now. What he needs to be doing is looking out for shot.
Okay, and looks like he's doing well.
And now he's doing it. Yeah, very good play from him.
Yeah, I think that's good. So he was just trying to stay in ninth, but it did look like he was kind of catching up a little bit earlier.
Lex not able to dodge the blue. He's going to be out, and it's just going to be Tepig in first. He shrooms behind him. Our threat, yeah, Xewo's just going to be able to shroom ahead. But a little bit of a line fill forces him to use his second shroom as well. Not what he would have wanted to do there. So now he's in first, but I mean, without really anything to show for it. Pretty easy to hit him out right now if you're LA.
Yeah. Xewo obviously very, very comfortable on this track.
Choosing to get rid of the double protection, good play, I think. Does hit out Tepig, but it's dangerous.
Coming out for Xewo.
Okay, red just skips.
Yeah.
But it's not going to matter. He can't dodge the blue. So it's going to be Daniel back in first and Tepig back in second. The LA dynamic duo back in top 2.
There's a lot of LA putting a lot of pressure on the ERB here.
Yeah, it is a bottom 2 for LA though. Never mind, Devoty Bill taking him pretty high up to 7th. Look at that minimap. Everything after top 2 is ERB.
Yeah. Just to see how many spots he gains from this cold. It's going to be a top 2-6.
I think that's top 2-6, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
bottom spots are not looking good for LA.
That's pretty close to a plus. It's pretty close to a +0, like you predicted.
Yeah. It's another winning race for LA, but it's another whatever winning race for LA, And
yeah.
I mean, they're down 46 at this point in the war, so they do probably want a slightly bigger race than that. I mean, they're going to take it, obviously, but could have been more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they did what they could. It was Xewo that got into first, and they pulled blue. He was in a pretty decent spot for that blue. So I think LA kind of did what they could up there. But yeah, it's just tough. I mean, a lot of these races have been shockless. I think every race so far has been shockless. Like, there's not really, neither of them are really going for it. They're kind of just like they're battling for the front spots, right? And they're not. I don't know. It's interesting.
They're intense battles for the front spots, man. Like, the way that these two teams are playing right now, like, it's working for both of them.
Right.
Obviously, working more for ERB than LA right now, but I think that could still flip. Gonna be here on Hyrule. That top 2 should be splitting the coins, and they will. ERB could lag those left coins, so gotta watch out for that. And the shroom pulls are gonna be important here. Devoty getting one pretty high up, and he's gonna be up into first. With Tepig next to him, his teammate as well. So that's gonna be a top 3 for LA starting off. Very good start for them.
Pretty dominant start, but it's gonna be interesting to see if they can keep it. I was gonna say Devoty's had a really bad habit. Not exactly a habit, but he's been getting into these front spots and not pulling what he wants, And as I said, he pulls a coin in second, right? Yeah. So
his teammate is still behind him to protect, so it's not the end of the world that he gets a coin in second.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of LA up here. I think that might be like a top 3-5, top 3-5-6.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Pretty close.
If Xewo plays his cards right, he could hit out someone with this mana, but
Yeah.
It's a bit dangerous to go for that.
So now LA is in a, or ERB is in a position.
Ooh,
where
nice
you want to
back
go
on
for
the
it.
scene. And the
Yeah.
trail from Xewo. Good stuff from ERB right there.
Mhm.
But Devoty is going to be holding down first with a horn. Finally getting an item pull that you would approve of, Myles.
Yeah, I guess so. yeah. I mean, I don't know. Looking in the back, like it still doesn't really seem like ERB is going for it, right? They're
No.
they're just they're doing a lot of trying to get to the front and hit them out. So it's really really interesting to me how they're playing this war.
It's
they're
up
being
to a
very
top 2
aggressive in the
now
front.
for LA only.
Mhm.
I think Raizop is still there. It was ERB who got hit out, and Xewo as well, so it's going to be a gone, and the green! Top 2 gone for LA.
Yeah, that green was really unfortunate for Ferdix.
Devoty is just getting first this race. Raizop is not safe. The other team is very close to him still, but
Yeah.
I mean, really, really good stuff from Raizop.
Xewo greeting for that double and getting billed for it, and then pulling only a golden. Like, that really sucks. So yeah, I think the green Yoshi's ERB, right? There's a lot of
green Yoshi's ERB.
Okay, this is like a
This
bottom
is looking
four
like a
for
really
ERB.
good race for LA right now.
Yeah. That's a bottom 4 for ERB.
There was one blue Yoshi back there.
Bottom
No,
5
that was
for
just
ERB.
leg. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, that's
Top
a really
3,
dominant race
5,
for LA.
6, 7. That is absolutely the race that they needed, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, how the tables have turned. Crazy.
And once again, I mean, you're hitting the nail on the head. Like, we need to be talking about the shock game. There have been 0 shocks this entire war, and oh my goodness, every single one of these races, one of those teams could have used shock.
Yeah, I mean, my question is, are these teams, like, afraid of being seen as shock reliant if they're going for shock? Is that kind of like an ego thing that comes into play where they don't want to go for it because they don't want to be seen as, like, relying on shock? Or are they just, like, not thinking about it? Like, I don't know.
Maybe they don't think they need it, because, I mean, most of the races, maybe with the exception of RWS, the top spots have been split enough for the majority of the race.
Yeah.
Where the calls are probably like, no, we don't need shock, we can get rid of them. But, I mean these races are flipping at the very end, and they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah. That last race, the Hyrule race, was probably the first one that I would say in this series that they, like, desperately needed shock. And they just weren't, it didn't really seem like they were going for it,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Very, very interesting playstyles from both of these teams.
Totally.
We're here on Cloud Top Cruise, though. This is a very hard runner, and Xewo not going to be able to very hard run. He's stuck in the back probably for the entire rest of the race based on that line fail. It's going to be LA in 11th and ERB in 10th, so mixed bottom spots to start us off. And Devoty with the Shroom in 5. We've seen in front of him, but I think that's a top 3 for ERB.
Yeah, it's pretty close to it. I can't see who's the other Yoshi up there, but I think that is a black Yoshi, so it is ERB. He seems trying to, force himself into that top 2, though.
Doing a good job with it. He's staying up there, but Devoty only pulling Shrooms, not really going to help much. And the fire in 4th, fire in 5 as well.
Oh, yeah, see, he gets hit out. Oh,
nice fire from Devoty!
Wow.
And not hitting himself somehow. I feel like he should have hit himself there, but he's in first.
Yeah.
He's going to have ERB all behind him, though. He's not in a safe spot whatsoever, and the triple's behind him. Very careful.
Yeah.
And
that was a very...
No, he didn't get hit out.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive greedy play, and I'm surprised that it worked out, But, I mean, LA really needed that. They needed to push to the front.
Yeah, by all means, I think Devoty probably should have been hit by his own fire there. It was very fortunate that he didn't.
I agree.
And he has a breakaway now.
If I'm not mistaken, there was also fire right behind him.
And again, TS. That's going to be an ERB shock, 100%. Devoty would not have gone for that trick if he knew shock was coming there.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Maybe ERB top 2, first in the Ghost. And I think that top 2 should probably hold. I don't see any way that LA's going to get rid of that.
This is a 3-4 right now for LA. StarX likes having those triple nanas to hit them out. So that's kind of forcing them to go wide. So this 3-4 could be, pretty decent for their race. I know what they need after the ERB shock.
Yeah, that dude's in a star in 2nd. They're just not losing that top 2. So 3-4-5 for LA, though.
Yeah.
He's stopping on the line. Red back. It's gonna not connect. It's leg. So yeah, 3-4-5, 7-8-9 for LA. Nice top 2 for ERB, but that is going to be another winning race for LA.
I'm really
First shock of the
surprised
war?
that I'm surprised that the first shock of the war was on Cloud Top of all tracks. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, the track that's notoriously hard to pull shock on.
Yeah, right.
It is only going to be a +2 for LA, but I mean, the war is so close at this point that a +2 might actually matter in the end. It's a +4 for ERB overall.
Yeah. I mean, it goes to show that, you know, even if these track picks are pretty standard, it's not exactly a standard war, right? Like, there's a lot of just, like, battling to get dominant in the front rather than, like, actually going for the shocks. So, it's interesting to me.
Yeah, this war is not being played in the same way as a lot of, like, modern high div wars get played.
I agree.
We are going to be on Coconut Mall. And
it's the track that
obviously very heavily favors LA. Any one of those LA members could potentially pull a shroom. And, I mean, that's just going to dictate how big of their group run is going to be.
Yeah, going into race 8, you know, for ERB, it's been relatively dominant for them, but as we come into this race, it's pretty close to a tie.
Very lucky for Devoty, and he's going to be in first by a lot.
Devoty's going to be a great seat here as long as he doesn't get hit.
I think it's still ERB behind him, so the rest of his team not able to pull the shrooms as Devoty was. It's going to be Demon in second, and I think also ERB in third, so Devoty alone in first once again.
That kind of Nana being very aggressive per usual.
Yeah, the one thing about Devoty, he is a very aggressive player.
Oh, yeah.
Xewo's going to be up in 5 with triple shrooms, so pretty good position for him. And it's Devoty and Star XLX now. The blue going for Demon and hitting Devoty with it.
Oh, wow.
Something got shaken up in the front there. We weren't able to see it, but I don't know what's going on in the front now. It looks like LA in first.
So it's LA in first, and again, ERB all right behind whoever that is.
Yeah, massive, massive shake-up in the front spots there. Epic gonna get back, but the fire is gonna be up for Demon, and it will connect. Not able to hit pop off. He's still up there in second.
All of a sudden, there's still a lot of LA up here, and I want to say that's probably Star XLX in first. You know how much he loves this track.
Yeah, 1-3-4 for LA right now. And the red in second could do work. He's taking cuts, so he might not have protection. He does have protection. He's gonna hold second. Friddick's up here as well. Gotta watch out for the greenback. And he's gonna hit a ground net. Oh my goodness, Devoty! That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, that really sucked.
Yeah, ERB in front of him, hitting a ground net. It gets trailed for it. His race is over. Yeah, and he gets fired in last. Xewo's back here as well.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of ERB at the mid spots, but it looks like it's still going to be LA holding down 1-3, maybe 1-3-4. We'll have to see at the end.
Yeah, that's a guaranteed bottom 2 for LA, though. 9 bottom 2 for LA.
Yeah. It's definitely a 1-3 for LA. 1-3-5, so...
That's incorrected. 8 bottom 2, so I think that's actually maybe a slight loss for LA.
That might be a tie, honestly.
It's another really very close race, yeah.
But yeah, it was Daniel in first. It was gone in first.
Yeah. It is going to be a tie race, and I don't know, man. That trail on Devoty, that's going to be playing through his mind when he tries to go to bed tonight. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, that was
the guy in front of him hitting a ground Nana and getting leg trailed by it.
Yeah, that Nana was perfectly placed, but also so was Friddick's for trailing Devoty.
Yeah.
Which really sucked.
We are going to be going to PPS. No inward players whatsoever in this lineup, so it's going to be an even playing field.
And I wanted to see some Daisy Circuit action. That track's been really good lately.
Well, at the very least, it's new, right? We've been seeing this track since 2017. Before that. This is a track that has a very solid playbook attached to it. There's really one good way to play the track, and that is front running. That is pulling a shroom for the cut. That is making sure you don't fall too far behind.
Yeah.
Speaking of falling far behind, Xewo off the track. He's going to be gone in last to begin with. Devoty with a shroom. ERB's top 2 for now. Oh, and his teammate hitting him into the wall, hitting each other into the wall. That's very costly.
Excuse me? That was crazy. The top 2.
He'd be kind of gone in top 2.
Yeah, Devoty does have a shroom, so he can push up.
Ooh, the ring is really good.
Yeah, that's a really good pull.
Backing it instead, that had to be a mistake, right?
I don't know.
He will still connect though, so it's just gonna be ERB in first. He has one more shot on the Rang and a red. Rang is going to connect and the red.
And the red. So greedy, man. That's crazy.
He's doing what has to be done. The red skips, are you joking? Devoty! You can't do that, man! Oh,
my
okay,
God.
good. He's out.
Yeah,
I would be mad if he's held first for
he
that.
definitely deserved to get hit by that red.
Yeah. Why did that red skip him? That's crazy.
So,
Still 3-4.
I think we might have missed it, but there was a blue that was coming in for ERB, and I think that Tepe horned it on accident.
And he's gonna get hit off glider. Absolutely ridiculous race, dude. This is insanity.
Yeah.
Both of our POVs are in the back right now. It's gonna be ERB bottom 2. And oh my gosh, look at that minimap. ERB is top everything right now. They're gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Gonna have the crazy 8. With his teammates
There's
around
so
him,
much
though,
space
he can't do
on the top
much.
3. You really can't
Yeah.
do anything on the top 3 of them without a shock.
And Xewo's gonna be able to hold blue, at least until he passes through last set, so that top 3 shouldn't be going anywhere.
Xewo holding blue
Yeah,
in
the-
fourth. Okay.
Yeah, ERB is top 5. And he doesn't get a box, so that top 5 won't hold until the line. Someone from LA is gonna pass him. He's getting starred as well. Yeah, unfortunate for Xewo. But that is a very, very strong race for ERB. That's at least top 3, maybe top 4.
It's still a super dominant race for ERB.
Yeah, top 3, 5, 10, 11 for ERB. Very, very good stuff from them.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about Devoty that race, man?
Oh my god.
Like, I think it was actually the correct play to slow down and red the guy, even after he had already been hit.
Yeah.
Like, you are holding down the front presence there. You do need to get the other team away.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. That red skipping him and then immediately getting hit out anyway. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was a moment.
What did he get hit by, actually?
Oh, dude, I have no idea. I completely
I forgot. I was wondering if it was something that red could have saved.
I don't think. I think it was fire or a green snipe.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be going to Twisted Mansion. Back to the standard track picks.
Yep. Yep.
And these spots do favor LA, but ERB's in a spot where they could potentially pull shrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Xewo getting bumped into the wall, that's very costly for him actually. Even if he does pull a shroom, which he does, he's not going to be all the way in the front, which is what he would have wanted. And he's actually just going to have to go around for coins.
I like that play. Yeah, I think that can't really compete up there with only 4 points.
It's going to be a 4-5-6 for LA. As I say, it's someone from ERB is contesting, and he will pull ahead. And Devoty not going to be able to get the double. Xewo's going to take it from him. And that fire is ridiculous. I don't know how David, whatever his actual name is, didn't get hit by it.
Optics.
Okay, that's active.
Yeah.
LA getting hit out, 2 of them getting hit out. It's going to be LA only first, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Xewo completely dead here. He needs to start shock bagging, honestly. He's in a very bad spot. The green not going to connect. Red might.
I mean, you say that, but there's already. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say there's already 2 people back there for ERB, but nah, it was a different color. But yeah. Anyways, I'm back in the
Pulling a
front.
star through set and 6.
Yeah,
This race is definitely going to come down to who's able to pull shock, because both teams are holding dodges right now.
Yeah, LA needs a lot more than ERB does right now.
Yeah, for sure.
LA's in a really good spot if he can hold that star.
And
Xewo
he
having
has shock, holding
after
a ghost.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the minimap. Devoty has used his star. ERB's going to be waiting until it's over.
Yeah, shock is coming.
And he has shrooms in 1, but it's not going to matter once that shock hits. And hitting a Nana! He doesn't know it, but he needs to get a breakaway now while he still has the chance.
Yeah.
ERB's still holding the shock. LA's chaining dodges. Very good stuff from them.
Yeah.
But if Devoty goes for this cut, his race is kind of screwed. He's not going to go for the cut. Very smart. And
Why
yeah,
are they holding
ERB
the
just
shock?
forced to hold the shock.
Why are they holding that shock?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
They used the shock like in between when we switched POVs.
Oh, what?
And
Really?
yeah. Xewo's POV is a little bit behind Devoty's, so we switched from Xewo to Devoty after Devoty dodged the shot.
Oh, okay. I was
that
like,
makes
yeah,
a
they're
lot
just
more
giving Devoty the free first.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay. All right. Well, that's weird, but all right.
Well, sorry about that. I have no idea what that race was, spots-wise. Okay, so that's gonna be a +2 for ERB, so they're up 24 with 2 left.
Okay.
Gotta kind of reset after that one.
Yeah, that was weird.
Are gonna be at Mute City. Not a track that we see very often whatsoever.
This is interesting. This was a LA pick?
I'm not sure actually. Didn't see. There's boost panels everywhere and a lot of coins right at the beginning, so it is a pretty good runner and one that's very hard to catch back up on. So Devoty holding first while getting coins, very good for him. He does only get a single this set, and it is going to be protection. Lucky pull for him.
That's a really good pull. Yeah, I mean, looking at how Devoty's driving himself in this set, this is probably not like that.
Yeah, Devoty is very confident.
This is a good top 2 for LA. Oh, okay. He almost went on bounce there. Yeah,
he did.
Oh, yeah, Seam getting hit out.
Now. Yeah, Seam got hit out, yeah.
Still has this horn.
Devoty does have the horn in 1.
But yeah, if I'm ERB, I want to get this horn out of here as fast as possible.
Yeah, Devoty can stay in first, that's fine, but we need to make sure that he's not holding horn the entire race. And the red is coming in, he will be forced to use it. Good stuff from ERB.
Yeah.
Devoty is still going to hold down the fort for now. It's been long enough where I have to wonder if LA is holding blue. He might be going wide to let them throw blue at ERB. I'm not sure.
I think he's going wide because you can't really take the risk in that looper.
Okay, that could be it too, now that you mention it.
Yeah, it's not that deep. but yeah.
Oh, he's going to come in and hit both of them.
Oh!
He's going to get Devoty once again though, and the blue is going to connect. No, it's not going to connect.
I don't
You'll be able to dodge it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's almost a top 3 right now for ERB.
Tepig's up here, but Xewo does have one more rank throw, which could be very dangerous. And Xewo going to get hit out actually, and left without any item for the end. He's pretty much done here.
Yeah, this might be a last place for Xewo coming in, I'm not sure.
It actually looks like a lot behind first for LA. Or actually, no, someone lagged back on the line. It's going to be a top 2 for ERB. Top 2, 5, 9, 10, 12 for ERB, and that is exactly the race that they wanted right there. They're already up 24.
Yeah.
There's now 1 race left, and this war is barely winnable for LA after that.
Really interesting.
So what track do you even pick here?
I don't know. Baby Park?
True.
Yeah. Desert Calamari?
Could be. They are going to go TikTok.
Okay.
And Elliot's going to go for Sky Garden, which I kind of really like.
So, did you say that the repick rule is in play?
I didn't see. I'm assuming it's not.
Okay.
And we are going to be on Sky Garden. This track feels top 6able. Not that they need a top 6, but LA does need a pretty big race here if they want to win.
Yeah, they're down 28.
Here we are coming to the last race. Very important one for LA. ERB just trying to hold on. Xewo's going to have a red. He's going to go for this cut, and he will get it. So he's going to be up in the front. It's going to be, looks like a 1-3, but the red coming in for his teammate. Xewo kind of failing the super bounce, but he's still there. Devoty's up there. Ghetto's up there. Yeah, nice trail from Devoty. It's going to be a top 2 for LA, but I think Devoty might get hit out for that. No, he's still in second.
Okay. I like
so
this. I like this spot from LA. You know, they have pretty clean
the
top two right
foundation
now.
is there.
They have a pretty clean
the
top
fail.
two.
Okay, Devoty's still second. He has a big enough breakaway.
Yeah. The back
Bomb
bomb
will
coming
not
in.
connect,
The
though.
bomb connecting on his teammate instead.
That is a heartbreaker from Devoty. That should have exploded on third, but it just didn't.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Fire gonna connect as well. Everything behind first for ERB now. LA all of a sudden in a position where they need shock if they want any chance. Xewo going into dodge.
Yeah. Devoty greeting with the bomb and just backfired. A lot of
going in
ERB
first, but
right
that is
behind
not
Tepe.
nearly enough.
Yeah. Yeah, they need a huge race here.
Yeah. LA needs a shock 2 sets ago.
Yeah.
Devoty and Ghost now. Shock would have came if they had it. This is looking dire for LA. This is looking very good for ERB, and that might have just solidified the war. Devoty falling off.
Yeah.
ERB, everything behind first. That is going to be match 1 for ERB, ladies and gentlemen. And ERB is actually going to pull it first on the end.
Got first, yeah.
Yeah, Tepe getting hit on the line. That is going to be a big race for ERB.
Oh, he still got it. Hey, we'll take it for Tepe. Yeah, wow. Well, congrats to ERB for taking the first match.
LA forced to go for shock on that last race and not able to pull it. Sealed the deal for them. ERB going to go up 1-0. And that, looking at the indivs, like this war never seemed close. That is 4 people from ERB above 90. One of them scoring 117.
Right.
You and I both know this war was close, but the indivs don't show it. So at the end, that is going to be a plus 40 for ERB. So Myles, put yourself in LA's shoes going into this next match. What do you need to do differently?
Go for more shocks, for sure.
I mean, that's the obvious answer, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's so weird how this war played out, especially having played in this division and knowing how they usually go.
Right.
It's so shock dominated every single war. Like, usually the team that pulls more shocks just wins the war. Like, that's just how it goes. But there just weren't any this war. No one was going for it. No one was pulling it.
It was. It's 2 shocks, right? And one of them that we missed. You know, so
2
it's
shocks
like,
only.
Like, you know, there's more than 6 spots in the race. They're not just the top 6, right? You gotta play from the back a little bit more. So I don't know. That's my opinion, right?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that's the main thing missing for both of these teams right now. I think that ERB could have potentially won this war by a lot more if they were pulling shocks. But this was only match 1 out of potentially 3. We're going to be back at the hour for match 2. I am super excited to see it with you guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We will see you there.
That was a banger of a match. Hey everyone,
Hello, hello, hello.
welcome back to match 2 of LA and ERB in Division 2 semifinals.
Ooh.
In case you missed it, ERB won the last match, so a little bit of pressure on LA, but should be an exciting match like the last one.
Yeah, 100%. And just to remind everyone of what we were talking about at the end of the last match, not much of a shock game whatsoever going on between these two teams. And that's something that we do want to see more in this next match. So hopefully they respond to what was going on in the last tour and really change how they're playing, because I think both teams could benefit from that.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, you know, we're not the ones playing. We got eliminated from this division weeks ago, so they probably know better than we do.
For sure.
We believe lineups are not changing from the last tour. So we still have all the same intricacies that we were talking about last time. Orbix on the side of LA, not having played before this season, and the standard stuff from the side of ERB. So looking to see more of the same from that. A lot of Star XLX plus Tepig runs from LA. Devoty was getting up there a lot last tour as well.
Yeah, he was.
And just kind of everyone from ERB pushing towards the front at all times.
Yeah, Devoty was putting a lot of pressure on ERB, being super, super aggressive in the mid pack.
Yeah. We can clown on Devoty all we want for playing too aggressive, which I think he crossed the line a few times last tour, but he was putting in work, man. Like,
oh yeah, no, totally.
He was doing what had to be done. For those of you interested in our other matches, just saw in the chat, SK taking match 1 over World Friend. SK being Skyrock.
Yeah.
And I know in Division 1, the finals, Bree taking a pretty massive victory over Dream Eater X. I think it was over 100, like guaranteed by race 10 that Bree was going to win that match. So
yeah,
really dominant performance from Bree, sounds like, which, I mean, do you expect any less from a team like that?
Yeah, totally. I mean, to be fair though, DE did take a match off of Bree in the regular season. So
yeah, very true.
They know how to do it. They can do it again.
Yeah, I would definitely predict for that match for the second one to be a lot closer than the first one. Even if DE doesn't end up winning the second match, which I don't think is likely. I think they'll keep it a lot closer.
I agree.
But that's not the focus right now. We are 12 in room for the Division 2 semifinal between ERB and LA. For anyone who missed it, ERB is up 1-0. We're ready to get into this match. Let's do it. Yeah, what?
I'm excited.
We're going to learn pretty soon here whether or not the repick rule is actually in place, just depending on what they pick. Those are 2 new tracks, so maybe we are playing with the repick rule. I wish we had a confirmation on that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I guess we'll have to find out, right?
Yeah. There's going to be MKS from LA and Sunshine Airport for ERB, which is a very interesting pick, not starting in first. But it is going to be MKS, and you have to wonder how many of these people are going to be doing the god-awful turn motion on the entire race and put your controller on your desk strat. The division is high enough where people are that sweaty, so could see it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that play.
Yeah, we'll see if Devoty turns his motion on right away. Not gonna do it, so
It's not.
probably playing this race as normal. He's gonna have to go around for coins here and not gonna get any of them. ERB, he gets 1 coin. Okay. ERB holding down the fort in the top spots right now, which isn't necessarily a good thing on this track.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have those back spots, I think you're okay.
Yeah, ERB does have a very far behind back spot right now.
Yeah.
Nobody else really near shock distance. Devoty playing blue, forced to hold it for now. With ERB all behind that first, I almost wonder if it's worth having the guy in 1 drop and just throw the blue anyway. Like, LA is already in a position where they need to play the shot game in this race, and Devoty wants to be dodging that shot.
It just really depends on how safe it is to drop, in my opinion.
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
does get hit out.
LA already getting hit out.
Yeah, I think that's a calculated risk by ERB. They probably know that LA is holding blue, but
yeah,
they're still going to be top 2
it.
after one of them gets hit.
They dodged it anyway, so
yeah,
I think we're okay.
Tepic is up there in second and actually pulling into first, so LA back in that 1-0 situation that they were in at the beginning.
Right.
And the pack is way too close for there to be a shock pulled at this point, so if they don't already have it, there's probably not going to be a shock this race. Devoty, as well as you would assume a lot of other LA, coming up with the shrooms for the motion glider at the end. But he's using all of his shrooms, he's just going to take the double and pray, not even turning on motion.
That is a really interesting play to me.
And the bomb snipe, you got to be doing motion there, bro. What are you doing?
Oh,
he's going to get last.
Yeah, that is crazy to me. I mean, yeah, that's another thing with
that's a winning race. That's a winning race.
That's another thing with Devoty's aggression. You know, he wasted his shrooms to get the red off. You know, and it's like, I guess it's like a fine play to make the sacrifice, but it's just
I don't think so, because he lost so much more than the guy he redded out.
Yeah, it's just such a missed reward.
You have triple shrooms in fourth. You got to be doing motion glider there. It's just the only option for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I really, really strongly disagree with how he played the end of that race. But LA still gonna go up at the beginning by 10 points, so not the end of the world. We are continuing to see new tracks on the board. It's gonna be LA Labs for ERB.
Interesting. I kind of like this pick.
I do too. You know, this is a track that I think people tend to overbag, myself included. We've had this conversation recently, Myles, of teams picking tracks which are generally considered to be baggers, but being confident enough running them that they just full run or almost full run and bank on the other team overbagging.
Yeah. Yeah, that strategy, I mean, I really like it personally. It's kind of like a gambit type of thing where, you know, you really will catch the other team off guard if you're all running like a pretty uncommon bagger.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I don't know. But as we're getting into these 2 brand new tracks for the series, it's really got me thinking that they do have the like no repick play or no repick rule in play.
I feel like they must. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I like.
Falling for the bait of bagging. He's gonna be pretty common first right now. Just looking at the minimap, I think LA is set up better than ERB right now. They have the guy in last by a lot. As I say, he has to build. But if anyone's pulling shock, I think it's LA right now. Yeah, Devoty just gonna hold down the fort. The pack is still too tight, and blue coming from last, so Devoty's not going to be able to do much against this blue, and nobody's at shock distance anymore, so...
Missing the red balance, too. Let it balance, bro. Okay.
ERB going to go into top 2. And the green in third, not really the offensive item he would have wanted. He would want a red there. And ERB, they're gone. I think he got 90'd.
Yeah.
In the back, it doesn't matter. They're still in top 2.
Oh my god.
Smartbound's not going to connect. It might connect. Okay,
yeah, I know. I was like, oh my god.
Shock's gonna have to come just around here if LA wants to win this race. And 4 shrooms in third. Crazy pull.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 for LA. And
green's
green,
coming
it's gonna be 2, 3, 4. Doing their best without the shock. On the back!
Oh my
Using
god.
all of his shrooms. You need to save a shroom there to stay protected, and Devoty race over because of it. Good stuff from ERB holding first there.
Devoty getting completely bullied in these lap 3 situations. You know, his serious aggression is getting completely countered by ERB.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
ERB has definitely learned their lesson since last war. Devoty was being so aggressive in that first war and not getting punished for it to this degree. ERB is they're responding. That is going to be another wing race for LA, though. We're just seeing the Devoty POV, so it seems like they're getting bullied, but everyone else is still doing fine.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, again, 2 new tracks coming in, and we're getting Choco Mountain. Interesting pick. I kind of like that, though.
You're talking about Gambit tracks. I think this is definitely one of them. No matter your starting spots, I think it's possible to get into a group run, but once you're in that group run, it's very hard for the other team to get rid of it.
I agree. Yeah.
So this beginning of the race is going to be super important. We'll see what happens. Either team could end up running this race. LA, a lot of bumps before first set, and Devoty not getting a box. The triple greens from ERB, very effective. 2 people from LA getting hit out, 3 people hit out. It's going to be ERB taking over the top spots. And yeah, that is going to be only Tepig, and looks like one likely Yoshi up there for LA. Otherwise, it's all ERB.
There's a lot of black Yoshis up there.
So the Gambit paying off in ERB's favor. It's, like I said, going to be very hard for LA to get rid of this front presence from ERB now that it's established.
It looks like Tepig getting up to the front really quickly. And yeah, I think it might just be Tepig up in the front. There might be a likely Yoshi there.
A lot
okay.
from LA.
They're top 2 now.
Blue is out though, and you have to assume that Tepig doesn't have a dodge for it. And second getting hit out from LA as well, so no, he does have a dodge.
Okay, okay.
So pack can be very spread out.
It's still 2-3 for ERB, but yeah, there's a lot of LA behind him.
Pack spread out
Two of LA going into
dodges.
dodges. 2 of LA going into dodges, so I'm curious if the shot is going to be coming soon.
Devoty and Star in third. It doesn't look like he actually connected with either of those guys, and he's going to be up in second. The red going for Tepig, though.
Blue
He wasn't able to dodge the red. He's going to get redded and blued here. He's losing first for sure, but Devoty is going to pull into first with the Shroom.
That's a lot of LA up here now. It's like a top 4 for LA.
Yeah, top 4, 10, 11 for LA.
Yeah. And just like that, the tables are turning. They're in a really good position now.
If ERB is going to use a shock, they need to use it after the top 4 lands from Glider. So we're going to be holding our breath right here.
Yeah.
But no, they're in Bill, and the shock has not been used. So LA is going to most likely hold top 2 this race. ERB taking dodges up to get rid of the rest of the top spots.
I mean, I guess LA is kind of proving why they picked this track, right?
Yeah, but it's top 2 nothing.
It's 1-3.
Everything after the top 2 for...
This team got rid of the line, I think, yeah. Or hit on the line or something, yeah.
The bottom 2 from ERB helps, but that race is not nearly as good as LA would have wanted.
Yeah. That was looking a lot better towards the beginning of lap 3.
We'll have to see what the score is from that race. I'm not sure just based on the spots. But, man, very close war so far. It's going to be another +4 race for LA, so... I mean, all these individual races are close, but they've all been in LA's favor so far. They're going to be up 18 after 3.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be LA going for SA. Opposite of what we saw at the beginning of the war.
Yeah, just looking at Devoty's POV, right, it makes it feel like LA is down because Devoty's had a really rough start, right? But contrary to popular belief, you know, LA's up 18 right now, so I think that's pretty decent start for them.
Yeah. ERB going for the Dolphin Shoals pick, which I do like for their spots. I hate it as a track, but they have the spots for it.
Yeah, I agree.
But it is going to be Sunshine Airport. This is a very good, easy group runner. If you're looking for a track where, you know, you want to maintain the top spots, you don't want to have to think about it very much, this is the one to pick, which is why I don't love LA picking it for 1-3 nothing. Because ERB is going to have just as easy of a time maintaining their top spots.
So what would you pick here?
I mean, if I'm in first, I'm going Squeaky, because that's just what I like. But
yeah,
we see ERB staying up in the front and getting the hit off on Devoty, so yeah, immediate backfire. I don't like this track pick from them. We got bottom 2 for LA, and look at that minimap. It is all ERB up there.
Oh yeah. It just goes to show how important track picks are, and really picking something that's going to benefit everyone in your lineup, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I personally think this is just not it.
Yeah, this is bottom everything from LA right now. And this is a
Yeah,
track
yeah.
where shock can be powerful, but if you're going for shock, your race is over immediately. You cannot catch
Yeah.
up if you're shock bagging on this track.
Yeah. It's kind of all or nothing when it comes to shock on this track, which is, you know, pretty unfortunate.
Based on how these wars have been going, I think it's most likely to be nothing for the shock department.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's gonna be, it looks like a top 5 for ERB, or maybe just top 4? The Star Golden from Devoty. Two of them going pretty hard for the shock and not able to pull it so far.
Regardless, there's a lot of ERB up there.
Yeah. Blue does connect. He's gonna stay in the pack of his own teammates in first, but does break the lead a little bit. And one of them gets hit out, so it's gonna be only top 3 for ERB at this point. And it looks like Devoty trying to catch up, which I kind of disagree with. I think he needs to still be going for it.
Yeah.
And he will. Okay, good. Another golden, yeah.
No dice, no dice. Oh, man.
So this is scary for LA, for sure. This top 3 is very established. Even if Devoty does pull shock here, how can they really use it effectively at this point?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
They need it like 2 laps to go.
Yeah, it's only 4th for LA. That is their only top spot. And he goes into star. There's no shock in play, and that is going to be a top 3 for ERB. Very, very strong run from them, and a massive backfire from LA.
I mean, it's 4-5 for LA, but yeah, just also bottom 2.
Yeah, I mean, that track pick was not it whatsoever, man.
I agree. Yeah, that sucks.
So I think that is gonna bring the war pretty much to a tie.
Mm-hmm.
See the scores come in. Haven't quite yet. Yeah, LA probably a bit shaken by that one, honestly. Yeah, it's a plus 20 race for ERB, so they're actually winning the war now after 4.
Oh, wow. Interesting pick.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're at that point in the war where they're kind of running out of new tracks to pick, right?
Mm-hmm. One thing from LA, they haven't picked London yet. That is 100% LA's staple track.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely trying to save it.
That is true.
It is going to be TikTok clock though. Starting in a very good position for ERB, so they're looking to maintain their front presence here, and they most likely will.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to pick up an item and stay on the track, getting 2 items actually. It's Shroom Red.
Yeah, they're going to get a really good spot to disrupt these top spots for ERB.
Gotta watch the trail with his teammate right there. He's doing a good job of avoiding, and no, he's going to get trailed instead.
Oh, that's real unfortunate, yeah. Still pretty mixed in the front, but it looks like one LA member is still in first. Just depends on, you know, who's back there. It's hard to tell with the map right now.
Shroom Star for Devoty. He should be able to run this up if he chooses to. Yeah, the spots in the back, it is 3 out of 4 ERB in bottom 4, so that's actually pretty dangerous for LA. Blue's out as well. Not sure which team that's going for. It might be Tepig. No, it's going to be one of the Black Yoshis. Yeah, 2-4 for LA now. Yeah, just wait out that fire. No! The fire is going to get the red he throws at Demon. Tepig getting hit out, and the Rang is going to hit Devoty off!
Oh, God.
Very, very good play from ERB. He's just done now.
Once again, Devoty just getting volleyed. Oh, man.
Yeah, this is a very, very bad situation for LA right now.
Yeah. Just like that, the tables have really turned. It looked like LA was kind of really dominant in the front, and now it's kind of the other way around. Yeah, now it looks like it's
3-4 for LA right now, and if they are able to pull shock, this race could still turn around. Razok getting hit out. No shock from Devoty. If someone has it, it's going to be last, but I don't think he does.
Yeah,
This is looking rough. Very rough from LA. It's
Oh man.
definitely last for Devoty, probably bottom 2.
Yeah, it's definitely a top 2 for ERB. Definitely, yeah, definitely bottom 2 for LA.
Yeah, this war has flipped on its head.
Mm-hmm. Really
See the
fortunate to
spots.
see it
Top
for LA
2,
fan.
4, 5, 8, 10 for ERB. Very good race from them.
Yeah, really dominant momentum shift for ERB. They've kind of just handled business, just got to town on LA these last couple races.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, when LA was contesting for top spots in those first few races, it never felt solid, right? Like, they were always fighting tooth and nail to get every single spot. When ERB has been fighting for their top spots, it has seemed easy for them. Like, they're just starting in good spots, holding good spots the entire race. And that is kind of reminiscent of the first war, honestly. It feels like LA has had to fight harder than ERB has. Going for New York, though. That's a good track to shake things up, especially if you can
like that. I like that pick a lot.
And no, it's going to be the one Rainbow Road 8 pick. Very funny.
Yeah.
This track is an interesting one. We have, of course, the very broken glider set, because first gets so much distance from the rest of the pack on the cannon glider. So you don't really need to bag this track to get good. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
This track? Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to do here.
As I was saying, you don't need to really hard bag this track to get good items at that glider set. It is going to be LA bottom 2, though.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna fall off on the first turn. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, it looks like a lot of ERB in the front. Yeah, it's a lot of ERB in the front too.
So bottom 4 is obviously never a situation you love to be in, but this is a heavy shock track, and LA has every shock spot right now. Oh, they're like off the 6, dude. LA is every single bottom spot.
Yeah, they like really need shock here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in a really bad
is
spot.
just kind of letting them go for it. They're going for the group run, which is, I mean, this is not a safe track to group run on.
Yeah. ERB, LA was bottom 4 before that set, so it's good that one of them dropped. Yeah, the one thing you don't really do on a track like this is let the other team into, bottom 4. So shock is just going to be, options, right?
No sign of it yet, though. LA getting pretty unlucky with the pulls, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I think on this track they would have pulled by now.
They're just not really pulling it at all when they need it.
Yeah. And the shock is going to be... I think that's ERB shock, dude.
Yeah. Devoty
that is
shock.
So unfortunate for LA.
I think it was Demon that stopped for one set. And he looks like he pulled it.
Yeah, so we talked the entire race about how badly LA needs shock and how good of a spot they're in to pull it, and ERB stops for one set and gets it. So that is very, very good for ERB, and conversely horrendous for LA. That is awful.
I mean, that's just the way of the road sometimes. Like, that just happens, It really sucks, the back bomb
insult to injury, back bombed in 11. Guaranteed last once again.
Rough spot for Devoty. If I'm Devoty here, I'm frustrated. I'm massively frustrated.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not getting last. He's not getting last.
ERB getting last is a godsend, but that's still at least top 2, probably way more.
Yeah, 1, 3, 4,
no, it's not top 2.
3, 4, 6, 7 is a really good race for ERB.
Yeah, that is still obviously very good for ERB. Not as good as it could have been, but that is kicking LA where they're down for sure.
Yeah, so many insult to injury moments, right? Like, you're getting a huge race on the other team's track pick. The other team is pulling shock when the other team has been going for it the entire race. And then getting back bombed right out of the glider in a completely unavoidable spot. It's just it's a lot of really unfortunate, just like frustrating moments, that race for sure.
Yeah, it does suck for LA because I think for a majority of that race they were in the better spot. Even though ERB was obviously group running and they were pretty far ahead.
Yeah.
Like, by all means, LA should have pulled shock there. It's unlucky for them that they didn't, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it just sucks to see, truly.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I don't know. There's really not much you can do there except just get better luck.
Yeah, you should have considered that.
Yeah, honestly, just wasn't really in LA's favor that race.
It is going to be New York Minute, and getting word that we are back to POV switching. So
Okay, nice. Yeah, this is Xewo's
Xewo was able to reset his stream, get the timing back in line.
And also, it looks like a lot better quality than the last match, which is very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, Xewo starting in 4th. With his teammates all around him, he is in a spot where it's possible to pull a shroom, but it's not likely.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what he gets here. And missing the MT, very bad, but maybe could be a blessing in disguise. No, missing the box. He's just screwed. Back up into 4th, though. Missing the bumps after that point is good for him.
Yeah, I really like this track pick, but that section with the shroom cut is so important to how the race plays out. Yeah, just getting Devoty out of the top 4 right now for ERB coming in.
Yeah, very strong play from ERB all around right now.
Yeah, ERB once again being super dominant with the top spots.
Devoty has the red, but I mean, a single red when the enemy's top 4, that's not really enough to do much.
Yeah.
And the back, oh my god!
Oh my god, he actually got back.
Ridiculous, dude. Yeah,
he
that was
actually
ridiculous.
got back.
That was so good.
Oh, dude, yeah. ERB is playing so well this match. It's crazy. Yeah, they're just completely chaining this momentum and flipping LA right on their head.
Looks like 4th got hit out, so it is going to be Tepig in 4th for LA. But that top 3 is gone at this point, and he has the bomb that he can back.
So yeah, this bomb is going back, like, for sure.
Yeah. Devoty forced him to star. Another star from Yassine. Shock would have came in if they had it, so it's going to be shockless for LA.
Shockless every race for LA.
Yet another shockless race, man. It's just really bad for LA right now. And another top 2 for ERB.
Wow! Oh my god, this fire getting ghosted while he's getting redded. Oh my god, that's just so unfortunate. Everything is going wrong for Devoty. And we're getting like a front row seat
bottom
to it.
for LA.
Yeah.
This war is getting out of hand quickly.
Oh yeah. And we're getting a front row seat to Devoty just getting manhandled by the other team.
Yeah. And,
yeah, I mean,
like LA, like you gotta pull shock. Like obviously it's not 100% in your control, but like you have gone 4 races now where you needed shock, and it just hasn't been happening, and it's sad to see. It really is.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're LA here, what are you doing? What are you changing?
Well, you're going to be playing Paris. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you can do on Paris because, like, based on how this war's been going, ERB will be holding their top spots on Paris. So I'm intrigued at LA also picking this track. I'm interested to see what their strategy even is going into this.
I don't know. I mean, I want to know what the thought process is behind LA picking this track.
Yeah, I don't see the benefit for them. I really don't. We'll see how it plays out at the beginning, though. It's going to be a top 2 at the beginning for ERB. Tepig getting in there, though, maybe this is why he's so confident in his ability to get up to the front.
Yeah,
totally. Xewo getting hit out, or bumped out at the very least. And he's going to take out Razop with him, but he's back in 10th, and Tepig should still be up there for LA. Missing the trick, he's going to go around for set. Orbic's back here as well, and Razop in last. So LA still has a lot of these bottom spots. It's only Xewo back here from ERB. Devoty in 4th, not able to get the wall dodge, not quite far enough ahead to get to the corner. So will once again be a top 2 for ERB. Tepig in 3rd.
Where is Tepig? He's getting pushed to the back, right?
Oh yeah, he got bumped out by his teammates. So his teammates are still up there.
Oh man, that sucks.
Everyone that streams in the mid pack, gotta watch out for this Rang if you're Devoty. But I mean, this is another track where LA probably wants shock. They can't really be letting ERB get top 2, but I mean, no one's stopping for it. No one's going for it.
This might be a 3 through 6 for LA. Yeah, it is. So I mean, they're in a good spot. You know, just they really gotta take out that top 2. See what happens.
Yeah, and I'm just not sure if they'll be able to, you know? Like, they haven't been able to so far this war. They have not shown the ability to Shock is going to come in for ERB here, by the way.
Mhm.
No, he's just falling off, actually.
Oh.
Interesting stuff from Xewo. Shock does come in, but he wasn't anywhere close to dodging it. I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah. And it looks like that's an ERB pulling into top 4-ish.
Yeah, I mean, it's working out for everyone but Xewo.
Yeah, literally. So
we'll
many
just skip
LA
by
factors.
that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is like very near to nailing the coffin at this point in the war. Like, LA once again not pulling Shock, and that race not even going for it, really.
Actually, it's a 9 bottom 2 for ERB somehow.
I think that's a tie race for ERB though, and that's
Yeah.
enough at this point in the war. Yeah, I need to know why LA picked that track. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, you know, once the spots were established and they weren't top 2, why didn't someone drop for Shock? It's just like the Shock strategy, in my opinion, has been lacking from LA, and it's really come back to bite them.
Yeah, it's super twisted.
That will be a tie race, as we saw. So it's plus 62 for ERB with 4 left. Not insurmountable by any means, but I mean, the mountain's pretty high. Speaking of mountain, we will be on Mount Wario. That's an ERB track pick.
That's true.
That's a track pick that could actually benefit LA if the cards fall right at this first set. LA is in 3-4-5, so any one of those people could pull a mushroom and get into first really early here.
This is a good track for top 2, but you know, depending on mushroom pulls, the 3-4-5 could really get up there.
So
Never mind,
but he gets bumped out. Yeah, not getting the full maximized use of the shroom there, and ERB is going to hold their top 2. Starrock selects in third. Red going to come out, not going to connect, and Xewo's going to take a better line, getting into third, but Tepig's up there instead, getting the red off on him. He's going to be second, once again getting outlined by Xewo, though.
I think getting up there with the red is really important.
Yet another person from LA coming up into the top 3. They just are rotating through players who get to be up here, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a very clutch pull from Devoty, who's almost getting red there.
I don't know what happened right there, but Tepig and Star Excellence going really slow right there and letting ERB get into top 2 here, or top 3 even.
Yeah, and it is a gone top 3 for ERB. That is blue plus Shock necessary to take over.
Yeah, this is like seriously nailing the coffin situation here.
Yeah, and if we know anything about LA at this point, it's that they're not gonna go for Shock this race. So I just don't see that top 3 going away. Friddick's pulling up into 5th as well, and the plant is once again. This is such a bad spot for LA.
Yeah, this is all just so deadly for Devoty.
Yeah, Devoty in particular, our POV has been getting screwed over on so many of these races.
Sucks to see.
No one is stopping for Shock. Once again for LA, this war might be over right here.
Yeah.
It is top 3 for ERB. He has the bomb. He could do work if someone pulls up. Bomb triple greens. He's going to do work on the line if he can. His teammate might actually be 4th. It doesn't even matter. This is a top 4 for ERB, ladies and gentlemen. This war is out of hand.
Yeah. I think that might have just nailed it in for LA. Yeah, I think that's absolutely more than a plus 18. So I want to say a big congrats to ERB for not only this.
There's 3 races left. 3 races left.
Oh, is there 3? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not mathematically done yet.
Okay, I thought that was race 9. All right.
However, there are 3 races left, and ERB is plus 90. So I mean, we're pretty close to being able to say congratulations to him. There's not much for LA to do at this point. Just such a dominant performance in the second half of this war from ERB.
Yeah. Not only did LA get super unlucky with the shocks, ERB was just manhandling them in the front.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, I would say LA got unlucky with the shocks on Rainbow Road 8. But on all of these other races, LA has not had someone stopping in bottom 4 to go for it. They just haven't. They've just been driving.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the real reason why they're losing this war by 90 at this point. Like, it's not a death sentence if the other team starts in top spots on a runner, which is what ERB has been doing.
Yeah,
You
totally.
need to be able to hit him out, and if that doesn't work, you need to pull shock. And LA has not been able to do either of those things. Speaking of runners, ERB going to pull up into another front-running track in Neo Bowser City. So Xewo starting in the mid-pack here, losing a few spots at the beginning and only having a Nana, kind of a rough position. He has no coins either. And missing box again. He's kind of just alone in the mid-pack, not really able to do anything.
Yeah,
both of them going for coins, pulling into second.
Interesting.
Oh, getting trailed for it though.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is going to be, I think, a 2-3 for LA at this point. No, one of ERB took cut, so it is top 2 for ERB, maybe top 3 even.
And once they get a lot of ERB up there, they're really just getting hit by stuff that they can't see.
Yeah.
Well, that's something we can't see.
Yeah. LA finally far enough back to maybe pull shock, but I mean, at this war, at this point in the war, it could be too little, too late. LA needs like top 6 here, and even if they get it, they'll still be down 50.
Yeah.
Xewo coming up into 5th, and the bomb tight. Good avoidance from him. So it is only Orbix up here from LA. Not nearly enough. Raise up as well, but still, top 2 from ERB is enough to win the war.
Yeah. The Xewo plot armor just coming in. He can just shrimp past that trail. Yeah, that was crazy.
Raise up doing what he can, but I mean, it's top 2-4 from the other team. Xewo's going to be trying to get this trail off on him as well.
Really not much here.
Yeah, so I think at this point we can safely call it that this is going to be a 1 war for ERB and a 1 series. Yeah, that's going to be top 3, and that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. With 2 races left, ERB is going to be taking the 2-0 and moving on to Division 2 finals. Top 5-7.
Wow.
Absolutely dominant fashion.
Oh my god. Yeah, well, congrats to ERB. Very, very dominant series.
And, you know, it wasn't looking like it at the beginning. It was back and forth in the first war, but just in this second match, LA's inability to pull shock on these tracks has been complete detriment. The reason that they've lost this war, in my opinion, it's just unfortunate to see, really, because they're a Division 2 team. Of course they can pull shock. They know the strategy. They know what to do. But just this war is not their war in that regard.
Yeah, and having to play 2 more races here for an already lost war is just kind of, you know, insult to injury, right? Like what?
Yeah.
How do you?
Their
how would you feel?
And they got to play 2 more races.
Yeah. How would you feel? Like it's just you're not playing for anything, right? You're just playing just to play.
It's demotivating, 100%.
Yeah,
and you know, especially when you're in a season of D2 that has been so close the entire way through. I think that it's a safe assumption to say that any one of the teams could have made playoffs, and maybe like 6 of the teams could have potentially won this division. Like it is such a close division, and getting 0-2'd in the semis just hurts in a division like that.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other side of that coin, right? ERB taking the 2-0 in semis, that has got to be a very, very big confidence boost going into finals next week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, next week's going to be a really, really good match. Regardless of which direction it goes with World Friender, Skyrocket's going to be a really, really good match.
I do wonder, does anyone in the chat know how that match is going, the other D2 semi?
I'm curious. I don't know who is streaming for SK or for World Friend. Actually,
yeah, I do. World Friend TV1 is going to be streaming.
Yeah, World Friend is up 2 actually going into race.
How many left?
10. Going into race 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, low-key, I could switch to that match if our host can make that happen. For now, Devoty's going to be in first. Obviously, it doesn't matter, but getting a bit of a front run for once in this war. I say it as we lose out. Of course.
Yeah.
This is just not Devoty's war whatsoever.
This is
Devoty
just,
back in third for now. It's going to be top 2 for LA still.
fortunately, the opposite of Devoty's war. This war just really sucks. Sucks to see when you're on, when you're a POV and just things just aren't going your way. Yeah, as I say that, like, oh my god, so many nothing I can do about
one to watch for
Devoty.
Devoty. Yeah, things have not been going for him whatsoever.
Yeah.
ERB back in the top spots once again. I think it's LA in first, but nothing else.
Mhm.
Okay, so it seems like we won't be able to get a stream of the other D2 match, unfortunately. Our host has other obligations, our stream host, so we will be staying on this one until the end and probably leaving you guys there, but coming into the end of this race, it's going to be at least 2-3-4 for ERB, LA holding down first. Yeah, 2-3-4, 6-7-8, just, I mean, come on, man. At this point in the season, in the match, plus minus doesn't even matter. ERB is just getting these races because it's fun.
Yeah, LA just getting completely manhandled is just the story of this series. It's insane to me.
Yeah, in this second match, 100%. Like, it feels like ERB was playing stronger and getting better outcomes the entire war, even in the beginning when LA was winning.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
it felt like LA had to fight super hard, and ERB didn't. And plus 144 with one race left. And that might be the biggest final score of this entire season for this division. I don't think any war has been this much of a blowout.
Yeah.
Just absolutely crazy to see.
Yeah, it just sucks. Devoty has a possibility of breaking 50 if he gets first, and it's such an unfortunate thing to watch.
Very fortunate if you're an ERB fan. Let's be clear. This is the war of their lives right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. ERB is absolutely destroying, and it's fun to see from their POV, but just if you're an LA fan, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Looking at the lineups, you wouldn't expect it either, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I think that these are two very evenly matched teams, genuinely.
Yeah.
And just the result hasn't shown that whatsoever. It's so dominant.
Yeah, and as casters, right, you always really want to see like a really close match all the way through. And it's a bummer when it's like kind of mathematically over after like 9, you know?
Yeah. I'm happy to see teams playing their best, and I think it's safe to say ERB is playing their best right now. So I feel privileged to be able to see them do that, but when you switch back over to the other POV and it's just Devoty getting hit over and over and over again, like it is sad. It is sad to see.
Yeah, totally.
I say that as we switch over to Xewo getting hit over and over again.
kind of poetic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, hey man, I wouldn't want to cast with anyone else, right? Like, I'm having a fun time just talking to you, so cool.
Coming into the end of lap 2 here, it is once again going to be LA all in the back, but I think that's Devoty holding down first. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
so
he needs that.
He's on
50,
pace to score 50. Yeah.
He needs that 50. Getting an insane back.
It is literally the entire ERB team behind him. I think they're 2-7.
No, not quite. We got Xewo back here just holding that bill.
And now someone from LA stops for shot. Once we're on last race. Devoty, it's getting close to the end here. Is he going to do it? Is he going to score 50?
I think he might.
He will.
I think he might, yeah.
I mean, there's something, right? You get something at the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually the top 3 for LA. So the plus minus isn't horrendous.
Yeah. Oh man.
Immediate end stream from Xewo.
Wow.
This war definitely got out of hand, but just props to LA for getting here, right? And props to ERB for playing maybe the best they've ever played in a tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. ERB completely dominant all the way through. You know, the first maybe half of the first match was really, really close, but ERB kind of really turned on the heat.
Demon 121, Xewo 110, and no one from LA is competing with that. No one from LA scoring above 100. So yeah, that is going to be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be rating World Friend. Hopefully we can catch the end of their match too on their channel. But that will be it for us. Like I said, I've been Jacob, joined by Myles.
I've also been Myles. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. See you guys next time.